Hey, so I wanted to make this video because we have patch coming around the corner. We're doing the mod pendium event right now, and people are getting excited talking about different things. Now, I kind of wanted to bring up something as far as like something that I wanted to see in the game that I think is lacking. Um, and so I think that the gold saucer needs to have some sort of rework done to it. It's very outdated. There's issues with I think the point distribution and things like that. So I just wanted to bring up some points. First things first, some of the older items need to get lowered in cost. They're way too expensive. There's like dances, hairstyles, and I know people are going to be like, but you can just farm for those items. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't want to farm, for items that should be cheaply priced, especially if they've been out for a couple years now. So, my first solution to that, Yoshi Pete, if you're listening, is lower the cost of older items, please. Can you at least lower it by 5,000 for every year that the item's been out? I think that's pretty reasonable thing to ask for some of these older items. And so, with that being said, now what about the point distribution? Well, I think there should be daily bonuses for events. If you are doing an event for the first time that day, you complete it, you get a bonus. Um, Bonus should be either double of what the prize is, or double of what the points is for that event, and get more coins that way. Pretty cheaper, pretty basic to what why I would want to do that. I think that would incentivize more people to come in, do dailies, do like a daily once of the gold saucer and things like that. And then we go into our next one, costume sets. I The way costumes work, it should just be sold as a set. It should be sold as a coffer for a cheaper price. There's It's kind of a little bit of like overwhelming, especially when you're trying to look up for a specific costume, look up for some sort of part, and you have to scroll through all these things, and you have to go through these different categories. If the costumes were just put as a coffer, it would work. I mean, obviously, you can still have the individual pieces. Don't get me wrong. If you just want the pig head, understandable. Everybody wants to be a pig. I get it. But there should also be an option where it just sold as a coffer altogether so that we could get everything at once. A little bit cheaper, a little bit easier to manage, and a lot better to scroll through with the system that they have there at the guy. And also, please just have one person dedicated to selling costumes. It's kind of like I've talked to all these people, figure out who's selling what. Different people sell different things. Everything, glasses, costume, everything should just be one person. Call it like the masquerader or something like that. Just simplify it. Simplify it for people, simplify it for new players, make it a much enjoyable experience. Now to piggyback off of that, um, we should have weapon coffers, and we need an update on the weapons. I don't have a dancer weapon through the gold saucer. I don't have sage weapons. I don't have reaper. And there are like some basic forms of it, but as far as like the actual the red sort of gambling weapons, we're missing some of those for certain jobs. So it would be nice if we got like a little update with those weapons, and so that way we could make some cool costumes. Um, Now, let's talk about Fashion Week. Fashion Week is very frustrating, hunting down items, especially because some of the items you need to hunt down for Fashion Week, they're locked behind an expansion, reaching a certain point in the game. To me, that's just not very fun, especially if you're a new player and you want the appeal to have people come in and try this out. The requirements should be changed. It should be a lot easier to get 100. They should also have different themes that are based off of color, and kind of give like people more of a chance to let their imagination run wild and come up with their own glams regarding a theme, not so much as like you have to have this item in this slot in order to get credit for your points. um, the whole purpose of this, I think, and especially when I think about the gold saucer being redone, is making the gold saucer like a fun experience for anybody at whatever point they have in the game. whether if they're in an ARR or whether if they're an Endwalker or Dawn Trail, having the gold saucer be something that people can go to at any level. Um, with that being said, shooting games and jumping puzzles, those should be unlimited. You should just be able to farm those. There's no reason why you shouldn't. I think they'd add to the experience and make it a lot more fun. Um, Weekly bonuses for Triple Triad as far as putting a bounty out for somewhere in the world. And last but not least, can we make mount coffers and maybe rare die coffers? I think that would help a lot. I think people would enjoy that. Somewhere to like dump their points into because there's people that just they have everything already and kudos to them. But for the rest of us, let's make some mount coffers, let's make some die coffers. That way we can all get in on the fun and enjoy the gold saucer. Like I said, I've only been playing the game for a couple of years, but I really hope that the gold saucer is something that is reworked and made more friendly and something that people can do consistently and log on to every day and enjoy. With that being said, thanks for watching and have a good one. Peace.